Okay, as you can see here, services are starting to come up, right? As kubeflow is getting deployed, you could see here, services are getting initialized, right? So now there's a few more services here. If I do that and I say, I want to count my services. Okay, so right now we have 15 services up and running. So if I go over here and I say multipass, ls, and I connect into that shell, Jannah, term, operator. Okay, now if I do htop, okay, things are getting a little bit busy now. Okay, if you can see, all 8 CPUs are getting more load. Now we're up to 1.88 gigs of RAM that we're using, almost up to 2 gigs of RAM is getting used. And as more services are getting deployed, the load on the CPUs get higher, more memory is being used. The cluster, the VM is getting more busy. So right now we have up to 15 services deployed. 19 services are getting deployed right now. So if you want to see what those 19 services look like, okay. So that KatibDB operator is getting initiated. So some of the services are already running. Some of them are getting initiated right now. Some of them are pending, and they'll all be coming up one by one. So right now we've done deployed kubeflow. So at this point, we're deploying MetaMost. So let that get deployed, and then we'll deploy Postgres. So now Postgres is getting deployed here. Mattermost use Postgres for storage. So what we will do here, we'll integrate Mattermost with Postgres. And here too, we give that 1600 seconds to run. That's just a high number I put there just to be safe. Okay, so now we're actually deploying Jannah itself. So this is getting run right now. Okay, so right now Jannah itself getting deployed. Now it's gonna do a kubectl get pod at the end just to see. Okay, so we're done with our deployment. Okay, so we just went from top to bottom. What we just ran the make converge. It ran all the way through. It's deployed all the Jannah dependencies and Jannah itself. If we come over here, we could see how that looks right now. Okay, let me just expand this a little bit. So you could see some of the services are up and running already. Some of the services are getting initialized. Some of the containers are getting initialized. Okay, so this pod is getting initialized. So it takes a little bit of time for all of the services to come up and running, but you get the idea. So this is basically how we deploy Jannah using a term-based operator, which is basically an operator written in Python with extended capabilities using Ansible, right? So what I've done, I have Ansible Playbooks that deploy services, and on top of that Ansible Playbook, I will Python event machine that will then fire off different Ansible roles based on containers that are up and available running. Right, so that's basically the guts of the operator, is to say, I have playbooks that I run, and I have events that I listen for to know which playbook to run. And when I see a specific event happen, I run a specific play, right? So that's the idea. So we're done with that part. So what we have to do now is just wait for services to come up and running, just like you would do it, you would on any other Kubernetes project. So there it is. Once you do a deployment, containers have to get deployed, services have to come up and running. So that takes a little bit of time. But if I do kubectl get pods, you see what's running now. Okay, so if I want to check how many services are being deployed right now, okay, so for now, 33 services have been deployed. So they're coming up. In all, there should be about 86 services that I expect to be up and running. So that takes a minute, a little bit of time to run. So we could end the demo for now. You get the idea. The point is, we have Ansible Playbooks, where we have playbooks to deploy components of our infrastructure. Those playbooks are wrapped in a Python script that is event driven. Based on events that are getting fired, specific Ansible playbooks will be deployed. And that's what we call our Jannah operator. So what you're seeing here now is all of the components of kubectl. So what you're looking at here, these components, all of these components, they're getting deployed locally on my laptop here on a local Kubernetes cluster. It takes them a minute to come up and running, so be patient with them. But the idea is you can have Ansible playbooks. You can wrap those playbooks in an event-driven Python script. And whatever events that are fired, you could have corresponding playbooks that are run as a reaction to that event. And you could use that as a model to basically manage a day-to-day Kubernetes application deployment. Right? That's basically the idea. So let's just give this a little bit of time, just to have a few more services up and running. I'll end the demo shortly, but you get the idea. So right now, I'm going to do a kubectl get -w pods. Okay, that way we can dynamically see what's coming up. We can see what's up and running, what's getting initiated. Okay, let me take a little sip real quick.